As William Shakespeare once wrote, all the world's a stage, and all the men and women are merely players. And one man in his time will play many parts. In every facet of our lives, we play many parts, often wearing masks, depending on who we're with, where we are, and how we want to be perceived. But what if I told you that not wearing your authentic face could be a strain on your mental health and damage your relationships with those around you? Welcome to Masculine Blueprint, where we redefine masculinity by striving, creating, and learning from our mistakes. In this video, we're peeling back the layers of a topic that resonates with many men but is rarely discussed openly: the masks we wear. These masks might serve us temporarily, but they often come at a cost. Let's dive into the top 10 masks men wear, the impact these masks have, and actionable steps to break free from them. Stick around until the end for a bonus insight you won't want to miss. Number 10. The provider mask. This mask tells men their worth is tied to their ability to earn, support, and protect. While being a provider can be fulfilling, the constant pressure to succeed financially often comes at the expense of emotional well-being. Having worked in the film and TV industry, my work often dominates my life, to the extent that I end up having to sacrifice social events. In one case, a friend's wedding. Sure, I was proud of my work ethic and the job that I did, but I felt empty and disconnected from the people who mattered most. And as I've become older, I've started to question what matters the most: my job or those who mean the most around me. Actionable tip: redefine success by including non-financial goals, like spending quality time with loved ones or pursuing personal growth. Celebrate these moments as wins as well. Number 9. The Stoic mask. Real men don't cry. This harmful narrative convinces men that expressing emotions is a sign of weakness. By suppressing emotions, many men end up isolating themselves from meaningful connections. Studies have shown that men who regularly suppress emotions are more likely to experience anxiety and depression. Actionable tip: start by naming your emotions. Instead of saying, "I'm fine," try identifying the specific feeling: sadness, frustration, or joy. Sharing even a small emotion with someone you trust can help build emotional resilience. Number 8. The hero mask. Men often feel compelled to fix problems for everyone around them. This is something that I used to experience when I was younger. I blame watching too much Quantum Leap as a child, being in awe of Sam Beckett, selflessly trying to help others above himself. While helping others is admirable, constantly playing the hero can lead to emotional exhaustion. When I was younger, I would always try to solve everyone's issues, from relationship advice to work problems to personal problems. I didn't realize until years later how drained I was, so much so that I started resenting the very people I was helping. Actionable tip: set boundaries. It's okay to say no sometimes and focus on your own needs. Remember, you can't help others effectively if you're running on empty. Number 7. The playful mask. Humor is a fantastic way to connect with others, but some men, and I count myself as one of those men, use it as a shield to avoid vulnerability. Constantly deflecting serious conversations with jokes can prevent meaningful interactions. Having been bullied for a lot of my life, I'm quite self-deprecating, often to my own detriment. I was on a date once, and I made so many jokes about myself that she finally said, "Do you take anything seriously?" It was a long overdue wake-up call. Actionable tip: allow space for sincerity. During your next conversation, resist the urge to joke and instead share something honest about yourself. Number 6. The lone wolf mask. I would say that I'm quite an independent man, and this is a valuable trait. But wearing the lone wolf mask for too long can often lead to isolation. This belief that asking for help is a weakness prevents men from building supportive relationships. Studies have shown that men who maintain strong social connections have a 50% lower risk of mental health issues. Actionable tip: reach out to someone you trust this week. It could be something as simple as grabbing a coffee or having a phone call. Connection doesn't require grand gestures. And since we're talking about connections, why don't you take the time to like, subscribe, and ring the bell notification so that you never miss a video. And to help support the channel, click the links in the description. Number 5. The Alpha Mask. The alpha male persona, characterized by dominance and control, through characters like Tommy Shelby from Peaky Blinders or James Bond. These men are often portrayed as the ideal. However, striving to embody this mask can lead to arrogance and insensitivity. I once took a course on how to be more confident with women. Feeling emboldened, I started flirting with the girls at work. While it was a temp job, I later realized my behavior made them uncomfortable. It was a sobering lesson about the unintended consequences of trying to project dominance. Actionable tip. Redefine strength as empathy and adaptability. Pay attention to how your actions affect others and aim to lift people up rather than asserting control. Number 4. The Overachiever Mask. Many men wear the Overachiever Mask to prove their worth through accomplishments. While striving for excellence is commendable, tying self-worth solely to achievements can lead to burnout. A colleague of mine prided himself on never taking a vacation. While his work was impressive, he often looked exhausted and irritable. Actionable tip. Schedule time for rest and hobbies that have no end goal. Celebrate small wins instead of constantly chasing the next big milestone. Number 3. The People Pleaser Mask. The need to please others often stems from a fear of rejection, a trait I displayed as a child. While it's natural to want to be liked, consistently putting others' needs ahead of your own can leave you feeling unfulfilled. It has been shown that chronic people-pleasing is linked to higher rates of stress and resentment. Actionable tip. Practice saying no in low-stakes situations. For example, decline an invitation if you're feeling drained. Prioritize self-care without guilt. Number 2. The Tough Guy Mask. The Tough Guy Mask tells men to endure pain and hardships without complaint. Whilst resilience is important, refusing to acknowledge struggles can lead to emotional and physical breakdowns. When I was starting out in the film industry, I volunteered at a lowly film studio. There was a particularly stressful period at work where I developed psoriasis and couldn't eat for days. I realized at that moment that I needed to open up and discovered that no job was worth that level of stress. Actionable tip. Identify one area where you're struggling and share it with someone you trust. Whether it's stress, sadness, or fear, acknowledging it is the first step towards healing. Number 1. The Perfect Man Mask. We're presented with idealized versions of what it means to be a perfect man. From influencers on social media to characters like James Bond, every day we are inundated with what the perfect man looks like. The Perfect Man Mask pressures men to be flawless in every aspect of life, from work to relationships to attitude and appearance. Having been constantly told by my parents to lose weight and to provide them with grandchildren so that you will be perfect, this unattainable standard leads to feelings of inadequacy and shame. You will never be perfect. None of us will, and that is a good thing. Perfectionism is linked to increased anxiety and a higher risk of depression. Actionable tip. Embrace imperfection by celebrating your progress, instead of fixating on your flaws. Share one mistake you've made recently in the comments and what you've learned from it. And because you're always striving to be a better man, here's your bonus. The freedom of authenticity. Letting go of societal masks isn't about abandoning responsibilities. It's about aligning your actions with your values. Authenticity allows you to build relationships based on trust and mutual respect. Actionable tip. Take one day to live without pretense. Be honest about your thoughts, feelings, and needs. Reflect on how it feels to show up as your true self and the connections it fosters. The masks we wear may help us navigate societal expectations, but they often come at a cost to our own mental health and relationships. By recognizing these masks, embracing vulnerability, and redefining what it means to be a man, we can build a life that's true to ourselves. Which mask do you recognize in yourself? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Until the next time.